All right, 5'9" gamers, welcome back to the Ultra Space Time podcast. Today is episode 55. P is for perfect. And as always, before we start, don't forget Twitch Prime is not a crime. If you have a free Prime sub, leave it here if you want to support the stream. And also make sure to follow us on all our social medias. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to go to the Twitch. Follow us on Twitter to be updated whenever we go live, whenever we drop a video on all our different channels. Follow all our YouTube channels. 5'9" Gaming Mobile, Direct, Entertainment. I'm sure I'm forgetting like 5 of them. But you'll find them on our link tree. And with that said, today we are joined by the Banana Man, BattleAmore. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody.
Hey, and Goresh is back. How are you, man?
Glad to be back. Glad to be back to normal society here.
Back to civilization and the same life, huh? Hey, and we have our Clapku main. How are you doing, Swift?
Yo, I'm good.
And of course, the self-proclaimed best Gogeta Blue green card user, ZVG. How are you, man?
It's not self-proclaimed, bro. It's actual facts. Ask anybody in the chat. But yo, what's up? What's up? That's good.
Yo, so yeah, we have quite a number of topics today, some bigger, some smaller. Of course, we're going to talk about Cell. We're going to talk about Gohan and the banner. We've got another raid coming. We have adventures back after the Cybermen are done. New TOP season is now in effect. We are getting a video and stuff on Tuesday, I believe it is. We got a big management newsletter with a lot of stuff to unpack. So let's get right into it. BattleAmore, I heard you didn't get Cell, but did you play against him? And if so, how do you like him?
That Cell is annoying. 100% annoying to face. He heals himself every time he gets that special gauge of his. And I did not realize he healed every time he gets that fully. So it was kind of annoying every time I faced him versus Regen, powerful opponent, androids, even Future sometimes I see him. I see him a lot.
On Future? Interesting. Yeah, I saw a couple of Future players, but I think the main use is probably going to be androids and Regen, right?
Yeah, the thing with Cell, like this is what made Revival Cell so prevalent, is because he's on like all the cells that they release are on so many ridiculous teams. Regen, Future, powerful opponent, like all the like androids at once upon a time was like top 3 team that you saw in PvP.
Yeah.
Like, so he's on all these teams that are really good. And you compare that to someone like Frieza, like LF Full Power Frieza who came out. Obviously, he's only going to be good on powerful opponent and like LOE, right? Yeah. So there's a lot more places to use this cell, and that's why I feel like he's a lot more valuable. So,
yeah,
I definitely agree with that. The one thing that I also do have to say though, and that is at least for me as a Regen main, is he has that extra damage to Hybrid Saiyans, but I feel like Hybrid Saiyan still hard counters Regen more than the other way around. Like I don't feel like he really kind of alleviates that hybrid imbalance too much. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's tough because he counters hybrids, but at the same time he's purple, so it's like, most meta hybrid teams, they're going to be bringing the yellow Future Gohan. So I mean, he does have that bonus damage against them, but at the same time, like if he gets a priority against him, he takes a couple hits either from FSK or Future Gohan. I mean, he's going to be taking a lot of damage, so yeah, it's kind of tough, but I think he's good, man. The annoying thing I thought about him was his Dragon Ball reduction. So not only does he reduce Dragon Balls when he triggers Revival, but I believe he reduces like a Dragon Ball like when he just comes into the battlefield or something like that.
I think when you cover,
it's on his cover.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that, and I thought that was that's actually a really good thing to have, so.
Also, he cannot be paralyzed. I just thought that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
A fun little deal, Tail versus Hercule.
Super 17.
I think this cell is pretty good, honestly. I feel like his anti-revival is undoubtedly the best in the game right now. Like, minus 100 key, minus 4 Dragon Ball. So once you kill a revival, they literally can't do anything. They won't have any key to use any cards, and they're going to be 4 Dragon Balls down, while you're probably going to be 4 Dragon Balls up, and then even at that, he still reduces 2 Dragon Balls on cover chain. So that's like 6 Dragon Balls they can potentially reduce if you're fighting like hybrids or movies or God Key. And then his team has DKP, Regen, while PO has full power Frieza. And they also steal Dragon Ball. So on those two teams, it's going to be a Dragon Ball stealing machine with Cell and DKP or Cell and full power Frieza. I think he's a great unit. I mean, his gauge is pretty easy to get. He restores health, more damage, more reduced damage, lower arts cost, and he has permanent card draw speed, anti-hybrids, anti-revival. I think he's a phenomenal LF.
Don't forget his 20% heal when the gauge fills up as well. So you want to time that gauge actually. In my opinion, at least, I usually try and time it so that I can heal a little bit instead of just getting the extra damage.
Yeah, but it's just insane how much damage he's increasing every time. Like, his damage against hybrid Saiyans, like, it stacks up to the other ability he has. Like, another boost up to 50% to hybrid Saiyans.
Yeah.
Like, 80% when battle starts. Then 10% damage for, like, when he faces a new enemy for 15 timer counts. And then he continuously gets buffed. When the unique gauge just gets full, he gets another 50%. It's like huge. He just gets more and more powerful.
Yeah, he's great. I think.
To me, the thing that makes the Cell like the thing that's going to make him age really well is the anti-revive mechanic, because we're obviously going to be getting more and more revival characters. Like, the end of the year is when we see all these ridiculous hype characters come out. I would be shocked if we did not get some sort of revival character until next year. There's no way we go the rest of this year without getting like some kind of LF revival character. And every time one of those characters comes out, guess who's going to get an increase in value? The Cell. So that's why I feel like they designed him like this, to sort of be like a permanent check to the revival mechanic. Because again, him having that in addition to being on so many teams, it always has, like, you always want to think twice whenever you bring a revival character now because of this Cell. Like, who's ever going to be bringing Red Cell against the Cell? He won't ever. There's no reason to.
Lol.
Yeah. And he's got the best of both worlds too, because he has the revival, he has the anti-revival, and then he nullifies endurance. And that's something I noticed with Evolution Vegeta, where he is so good against, like, let's say hybrids where they usually bring revival and endurance, and just having a unit that can take care of both of those things is very powerful.
Yeah, not to mention his green card just buffing him even more, just increase the unique gauge by 30% and restore Vanish by 70%.
Yep.
We already know how crap that is.
And doesn't it also reduce enemy key by like 70 or something?
Yeah, also it has blast armor. Like, every blue, green ultimate damage he has blast armor.
I mean, it is perfect Cell we're talking about.
Yeah, he is great. Three things I want to point out though is his main ability actually, hurts Saiyans in God Key quite a bit. It's minus 80% to health restoration on all enemies for 40 timer counts. And then his ultimate is a supreme impact damage. And he has 80% ultimate damage on top of that. His ultimate hits incredibly hard. Like, if you get hit by this, like, chances are, like, if you're at half health, just know you're dead. Like, I've seen him do good damage to even future Gohan with this. It's pretty wild how strong his ultimate is.
And that anti-health regeneration is actually pretty impactful. Like you said, against God Key, Saiyans with Angel Vegeta, even regen, like any of these teams that have a lot of healing, that's actually going to be pretty vital.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also I just have to say, like, I used to bring yellow green regen to most battles, like DKP, LF Piccolo, and Fat Boo. And now I'm just bringing yellow, purple most of the time. And it's just so much fun to play around with this, because, I mean, I don't rush this season, but I can stall out the Rising Rush of the opponent so long, just steal the 2 Dragon Balls with DKP, and then, cover change a bunch with Cell, and it's not conditional on him landing the blast cover change, but just covering in a combo. So that means you're still going to destroy the Dragon Ball even if you come in on a strike card. And this can also destroy the opponent's Rising Rush, just because if he has the Rush ready and he has 4 cards in his hand, then none of them is going to have a Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I think there's another build you could actually run, which I have to do a video on it just because it sounds fun, which is for powerful opponent, you do the new Cell, Purple Rose, and then full power Frieza. Just full Dragon Ball destruction. Yeah.
So which team, Goresh, which team do you like him on the best so far?
Probably Androids, just because he helps the team the most, and they needed the help the most, right? They needed a purple unit, and they needed just a new character on the team, right? They haven't gotten a character since, 17. So I feel like he definitely helped the Android team the most, but obviously he's going to be good on every single team. Like Future, even though he doesn't buff Future with his Z ability, I feel like he's still a really strong option for that team. Powerful opponent obviously is really good on there. I don't like the direction they're taking powerful opponent in, to be honest though, with like all the LFs.
Yeah, premium.
The most expensive team in the game, baby.
Yeah, you need to spend a ton of money to have that team be like somewhat viable. And obviously Regen I think was already pretty solid, but it definitely helps them as well. So I don't really see. There's no team that he's on where I'm like, damn, he doesn't really help them that much. So I feel like they did this Cell justice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. But yeah, as a Regen main, I actually have to try him out on Androids. So far, I'm just having so much fun with Regen this season. It's incredible, I have to say. I didn't expect it. I was hyped for Cell just because, Perfect Cell is always a cool character. Like, it's a villain, and he was pretty iconic in his fight against Gohan. And yeah, as Goresh said, I agree that they just made him very well.
We were long overdue for LF Cell. I mean, we've been expecting it for a while, so I'm glad they. I am glad they finally dropped it.
I think, especially. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it feels like they're dropping like 1 billion powerful opponent LFs this year, and I don't really know like how are they gonna follow us up next year? Because we already got LF Frieza, LF Cell, LF Rose, LF Boo. We got LF Vegeta. Like every single main villain. At this point, we pretty much have an LF of, right? So I don't like. What are they gonna do next?
Garlic Jr.
Transforming, like transforming second form Cell to final form. Probably
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or they can do actually crossovers again, maybe.
What I'm wondering is if they're ever going to drop the whole phone restriction shtick and just do like a double transforming character or something, like first form to second form to perfect, for example, or I don't know, like a base Goku to Super Saiyan 2 or whatever,
Or Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 in Majin Buu Saga.
Yeah, for example. I don't know. Do you think that's ever going to happen?
I think it'd be
It
cool.
will eventually, I do, yeah.
It might be possible. It all depends on what their focus is.
I mean, I guess they have the data of what phones are, used by their player base. So if they don't lose like a majority of people, like a big one, they might just say, okay, screw it. Like, you're not going to support the iPhone 2 anymore. Get a new one.
Yeah. But I have noticed recently the PvP has been a little bit better, like meaning just like player base wise. And that might just be because it's double RP, double rewards, so more people are playing. But I am noticing more people are playing this season compared to the last couple seasons. But it probably is just because the double RP.
Also, don't forget that Golden Showdown shop.
And it's Cell. It's Cell bringing people in. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And honestly, I have to say, I also got back into playing more because I want to get as much as possible from the Golden Showdown shop, because I think that the stuff there is actually pretty valuable.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Boosting most of the characters from the Saiyan saga that came out recently, and boosting Regen too. Like the Cell that is about, maybe not Cell, but at least it's buffing some people that see power and everything. Also, you get energy and stuff. You kind of want the resources.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think many people were hyped for Nappa. So
wait, no? You mean for like a character model that we already had?
Yeah, I mean the animations that were literally just copy and pasted. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Nappa he's fun to play, but I agree with that part.
But yeah,
no, he's really good. It's just like boring. I don't know.
To watch, yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
If they just updated his animations, then probably would be a lot better. They made him in 2018 and then they just released him now without updating any of his animations. It's painfully obvious.
Yeah.
But either way, anything else to say for Cell? What are your favorite equips actually to run?
I mean, if you're running Regen or kind of anyone else on every team, usually many use Bois because increase special move and ultimate damage and increase base strike.
Yeah, but like 21% if you can max it out.
Yeah, 21.5 if correct.
Oops. Ooh, I omitted 0.5%, sorry.
You're forgiven. But in the region, they have like many others, they have equipment that gives them one equip that it gives per region member or Saiyan member or anything. But region has 2 of those. It's just insane how much he can stack the pure strike attack. For example, Dimension Sword that gives up to 6% per region member strike attack. And then you have the Piccolo equip that gives 5% for each region battle member. Like, you're doing so much strike with both of these equip if you want to do full power.
Yeah, I can see that pure strike one being pretty good, especially on regen.
Yeah, if you want to focus on that on regen. Or if you want to focus on Android, there are also I Will Crush You. It's the same as Dimension Sword, but for Android members instead. There are also Awaken equipment, I'm Counting on You. There is other equipments that can give help. There is also future equipment, if you want to use it on future, that also has the same. It gives 6% to strike damage per future member. Also with the new leader system, I think this is going to be pretty good because they are sharing abilities.
I think one equipment that's pretty underrated is there's a Kid Buu equip that gives you up to 10% pure damage against Sun Family. And I feel like nobody ever talks about that one, but I feel like that's actually really good, especially when you pair this up alongside like his just natural anti-Sun Family and hybrid passes.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's true. It will give more damage to his ultimate and special move damage too, if you're facing a Sun Family. But usually the meta is about Sun Family. Or at least
I mean, it's either part of this. Yeah, it's part of the Saiyans team or hybrids. Most of at least 50% of hybrids are Sun Family. So
yeah, I mean that equipment is really good, but it all depends on if you want to focus if you're facing against Sun Family or if you're facing more against the variety of other players that is not using Sun Family. But I agree, there is a lot more Sun Family users that using Sun Family, like Super Saiyan 3, LF Goku. There's FSK, of course. Revive, Gohan, so many for that equipment is really good against them. It's too bad it's not both Vegeta family and Sun Family.
But yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of a character like this, where he has so many different tags that, we were kind of talking before the podcast. It really depends, like, what team you're going to run him on, but he has access to a lot of powerful equipment, for sure.
Yeah, mostly for Region and Android, I think, but he has pretty good equipment for Future, too. But Powerful Opponent, I'm not sure.
Does Powerful Opponent even have, like, really good, like, unique equipment, like, specifically for Powerful Opponent?
Nope.
Okay,
I think they only have one.
They only have
one strike
Powerful
defense.
Opponent.
For strike defense, I think that's it. That's the only one.
That's the
I think.
Masu equip. Yeah. The biggest complaint that I have about that team is that, well, actually, there's 3 complaints. Like every single unit that comes out is an LF for that team. That's number 1. Number 2 is that they have like no equipment specifically for that team, and then number 3, they have like almost no Zenkai buffers.
True. Also, every Zenkai buffer for Powerful Opponent is a color buffer.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, yeah, we're gonna Zenkai buff Purple Turles for Powerful Opponent. He's definitely great.
because I mean everyone's going to bring him anyways.
I mean, why didn't they change C abilities like they did that with
dude,
Vegeta?
that's like a Scooby-Doo mystery. I have no idea.
Do you think?
I mean, they have done it before.
Yeah, they have with the red Vegeta.
Yeah.
They changed the ability to Vegeta family, back in the day.
So who do you think
weird,
might be the next Zenkai that buffs this cell?
I mean,
Purple
Purple
17.
17.
Yeah, I could see
BattleAmore, hey, BattleAmore, nice. Nice.
I mean, I think it's pretty safe to assume it's going to be somebody who buffs the cell, right, directly. So it's going to be somebody who's purple. I've seen people say Purple 17. I'm thinking maybe it could be Purple Janemba. What else we got? Purple Super Buu. Like, when was the last time you saw him?
Oh, yeah. I can see
that's
that.
Unreleased.
Also, it could be preparing for the Majin Buu saga, too.
Yeah, Purple Goku Black. Like, there's a lot of purple options that could potentially buff the cell. And that's mainly just because he's on so many teams again, right? I mean, they have a lot of options here.
Yeah. And
true.
also, they're all worse than 21, I guess. So it's fair not to use her
that's
instead.
true. I was going to say, if they Zenkai that Purple 21, she'll be so good. Like, if you guys remember, she has that ability where she reduces her own sub count. And I cannot picture, like, if she gets a Zenkai, bro, she would just be so good.
Also gaining strike on entry, getting recovery every time she hits a strike art.
Dude, she was busted when she first came out, especially alongside the Blue 21.
Yep. Yeah.
I remember people saying that she might not come back because it was like the fighters collab. So I was like summoning like crazy.
But we literally got
Kakarot just came back.
Green 21 though, and almost on every banners we have seen her been released. So I'm not sure.
All right, so let's talk a bit about Gohan. Who of you even got the Gohan?
I did not.
I got him. I haven't used him yet though.
Yeah.
I guess
Same.
I can talk about him if you want.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, I'll tell you right now, he does not make the hybrid team because in order to make that team, you need to like
What?
perform miracles or something.
BZ tier.
Like,
BZ tier.
you have to be able to like cure cancer to make the main hybrid team or something. Because, dude, this Gohan could have had like 200% blast damage in his unique ability, and he still wouldn't have made the team. He does a lot. Like his main ability, I remember looking at his main ability for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my god, like that's ridiculous!" And it is a really good main ability, but like other than that, he's not doing that much. He's basically just like a beat stick, a blast beat stick. Like that's it. That's all he's doing. So I mean, he's all right. I mean, he's definitely not as good as like Jiren or Yajirobe, but he's definitely like a solid option, I think, for the hybrid team if you don't have a solid blue. Like if you don't have like the future Trunks Zenkai or something like that, he could definitely help you out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's almost, I guess, if you're going to be choosing him over the future Trunks, I guess your goal would be just to have him be the sack off unit to, be that Sun family unit that dies just to buff up FSK, right?
Yeah. Or if you focus only on C abilities. Variety of double every color in the team. Who knows?
Does he have a pretty good Z ability? I haven't even checked.
32% to blast, attack, and defense.
Oh,
For
that's
hybrids
I mean,
and
that's not
Sun
horrible. That's actually pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, 14 stars, which you're gonna have like by like 2025.
I got it in 10 minutes. But yeah, I agree. But also, I think that actually they made him this way that he dies first, so that FSK can get buffed, because he has that. The more he gets weaker, the less other allies are alive. And he restores ally health by 15% when he dies. So he's kind of like, in that respect, a little bit like Blue 21, just that he only restores HP. And, you want to sack him off first because he is already kind of the weakest link if you're bringing either a Revival Gohan or a Future Gohan with the FSK. And, I mean, if somebody else dies, he just gets weaker. You don't need that. So, if, I don't know, you get rushed or something, throw him under the bus if you're even bringing him, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't do two things. Number one, he doesn't buff the Cell Saga team, which typically what we've been seeing recently with the game is they've been going through the sagas, and they've been trying to make they make the Frieza Saga a team, they make the Saiyan Saga a team, and now we're on the Cell Saga, and they just don't want to make the Cell Saga a team. That's very strange.
Now we're waiting for the Cell Junior team.
Yeah, that's actually surprised. I was surprised they didn't do that. And then number two is he's like very specifically a blast unit, right? All of his, well, not all of his passives, but like the second passive is mainly focused on blast. He's a range type unit. He's designated as that. He gets blast damage from his main ability. Yet his strike stat is higher than his blast stat. It's just very weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. Is that maybe to alleviate this a little bit?
Yeah, they're trying to nerf this guy.
Otherwise,
he's not even going to make the team.
Yes.
Like, come on.
No, but
this guy has a 0% chance of making the main hybrid team.
Yep. I mean,
yeah.
I guess it's also obvious from him being an extreme, which means you're going to have him like, 3 stars at best for now? Unless you summoned 80k plus in triple speed, then you probably have him at 6.
Unless you're me and have him at 9 star, yeah. At
9? Oh my god.
Yeah. I pulled this guy a lot. Like, I don't know. It seemed like easier to pull this guy than it did for the other EXs that came out.
I will say I like his art though. He's got some cool art.
Yeah. I just don't want to look at Gohan.
That's
again.
true.
Yeah.
But,
I guess the art is like the best thing
like
about
Tom
him.
Said he's kind of just a sack off unit. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's good. I was saying the art is probably the best thing about him, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, also, it's usually the case, right? The extreme units, they're okay. They have some gimmick, but how do you feel he stacks up against the likes of like Yajirobe, Jiren, and Goku?
Oh, probably not even close.
I don't think he's even. Yeah, he's not even in the same tier as them.
Yeah. Especially Goku and Jiren. I mean, Yajirobe seems really good, but Goku and Jiren are just they're just on another level.
Yajirobe is good too, you know.
Yajirobe is good, but like when I look at Goku and Jiren, they almost feel like little mini LF units.
Jiren the god.
Of course, you would say that.
Pretty good,
He's great. He's great. He's so good, bro. Like I need to get him red stars, bro. He's so good.
Same.
The restoration of Banish on Yajirobe is also good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Yajirobe is really
finisher, good. Dude, Yajirobe, like, you just switch into him and you just kill somebody. That's that simple.
Yeah, he's a finisher type unit. Like
Also, he's a fun unit to play, a new unit. That is not a rehash of anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
He's got the
BattleAmore
goated
seems
sidestep animation.
BattleAmore loves his Super Warriors and his
Of
Saga.
course.
Obviously.
I just don't know why they didn't make him a sparking. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused. But it's the same with Whis.
Yeah, he should have been a sparking too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten
mean-
a sparking Whis by now.
Yeah. Or Tien.
Yeah,
I feel like
especially
they have a
Sparking
Tien.
Vados.
Dude,
They have a Sparking Vados in the game.
We haven't gotten a Beerus in like 500 years. They're definitely going to release a Whis with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because the
or
green
a
one is
Whis
still
and
too OP.
Beerus, dual unit.
Would that be hype?
That would be
That'd be
hype.
hype. That would be sick, dude. Honestly.
Yeah.
If I
no.
build up the Angels tag.
Oh yeah. With 3 units, let's go.
No, for they need to drop
like-
like a Whis Beerus dual unit that's either red or purple. That would just be amazing for God Key.
I mean, they should stop doing only 2 units per LF banner first.
You mean
Yes,
one
sir.
I agree with
sparking
that.
And then one non-existent character that you'll never pull?
Yeah.
Yeah, the EXs are basically myths.
Yep.
That's true. Yep, someone in chat saying the hell is a Goku. I guess somebody didn't get lucky. But then again, I think they also made it fair that you can get him on more banners now. They put him on the next All-Star banner, they put him on a bunch of other banners, so I think that's fine.
How generous.
If they keep doing it. Yeah, I mean, at least increase the odds of 0.002% to
Yeah.
twice.
Right.
Just gotta hit the lottery like 7 times instead of 17.
Exactly. Isn't that nice?
I mean, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about that banner real quick because it's another one of those single LF extreme unit banners. ZVG, do you think it's worth it, and who is it worth for?
Okay, it's worth it for any Android region, future, or PO main. I think Cell is definitely the best purple on all these teams currently. Now, is the banner worth it? Like, it's only worth it if you really need Cell for those teams, or if you want him for those teams, right? I think the banner format, as you all know, is terrible. I mean, I tweeted about this and it kind of blew up, but yeah, the banner format with the 1 LF and the unit that's harder to put than the LF, the EX, is not a good banner per se. We obviously want the 2 Sparky and the 1 EX. I think the last time we had something like that was the Revival Gohan banner with like Revival Gohan, Chunks, Bojack, and then we had like 4 new X's. I think after that it's only been the 1 LF and the 1 EX. I think the main reason why they're doing this is because they're setting up for summonable ultras. I think that's a very fair assumption to make. So it is what it is, but obviously if we need to for those teams, then definitely go for him. I think, as Goresh said, his value will only increase. He's anti-hybrids already, which is already very good for this current meta, but he's also anti-revival, which is good for this current meta and future metas as well, because I do believe that we're gonna get, revival MUI soon. Okay, the Gaki mains can, start saving for that. But yeah, I think Cell is great. I think he's gonna be one of the DLFs like you're gonna want more copies of, because he's just gonna be so good in the future. So it's the unit itself makes the banner available, and also you have Crop Zamasu, he's finally back. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is there sadly.
Oh boy.
Is there sadly.
Hey, the
sadly
best
there.
LF in the game.
But Curves Amasu's back, which is nice, and you sell, and they both fit on the same team. So if you want to, get both of those units at the same time, then definitely go on this banner. But
also, Beto is back. Beto is back.
Crazy! Oh my gosh!
You cannot pass up the bulging biceps. Exactly.
Exactly, bro. Look at the biceps, bro.
I see the Super Warriors more, but yeah.
I will say, just my only thing that I'll say about this banner is that there is no way in hell you should summon on this. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because we are like a month or less than a month away from like the biggest celebration of the year. They did the Legends Festival thing last year. There's no way they don't do it again this year. And we know how crazy that was last year. UI Goku, Gogeta Blue, and Broly, they have to somehow match that this year. Summonable Ultras, like, I would be very surprised if they did not bring that out during that period. Plus, we get the boost system, the leader slot stuff, so it's all going to change the game. You're much better off and safer just saving and then waiting to see what happens with all that stuff. So,
I agree with that, and I've noticed a pattern recently where, Zenkai, like it seems like every Zenkai lately has been kind of more balanced, and then every LF they've been like really striving to make all of the new LF units like really, really good actually. And kind of like ZVG said, I think they're kind of like prepping everybody for summonable ultras. They're making people want to, summon more instead of saving for the Zenkai. Because you look back like, 7-8 months ago, and I think the majority of the community's mindset was, okay, save CC, make sure I have 7K, and then I got to be ready for the Zenkai. But nowadays, the Zenkais are more balanced, and the LFs is what you want to be saving your CC for. So I don't know, if like we said, they're prepping for summonable ultras, or maybe they want to see, they're trying to get more revenue. So instead of, people just spending 7K on a Zenkai, maybe people, start chasing the LFs more and end up spending more CC. So it might be like a business type thing where they're just looking for more revenue, or, they're kind of prepping everybody for summonable ultras. So, but I have been noticing that pattern recently.
I think my theory is that the reason we've been getting these 1 LF banners and like them not putting the obviously unit that should have been on the LF banner with the LF and making them a separate banner for the All-Star banner is because they're putting all their resources into this end of the year celebration, but we'll see if that's true.
I can see that. I can see that.
Right?
That actually makes sense.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we hope that's the case. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Another thing that came back very quickly after the last one is the raid. ZVG, you playing that? Because I know you're not the biggest fan of that kind of content, are you?
I am, sadly. But I need the rewards. I missed the last raid because I just didn't play it, and I still think that the raid is just so boring, dude. Like, the raid is just one of the most boring modes in this entire game in history, dude. Like, it's just, you go in, you deal damage, and you get out. There's no fun in it. You're only playing it just to see the shiny rewards at the end. Now, I'm glad that Hoipo is in there because that's some extra incentive for me personally.
Yeah.
But the raid is, as you know, this format is like pretty much better than the last format, obviously. And I think it's kind of apparent that people are barely playing the raid because the rewards aren't,
Yeah,
the rewards aren't coming in like the first time, No, I'm saying that the raid the raid rewards are great, but playing the raid is boring. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the raid is bad because, you can make the arguments for why it's bad, why it's not, but it's good for the rewards, obviously. The rewards are way better than the other format, but just playing it itself is just not something that I find fun, But rewards are good. Yeah. Hoipo is back. I mean, but the rewards aren't coming in as fast as they were before, and that's kind of a testament to what I've been saying, that people are just not playing the raid as much as when you first dropped the new format. It's kind of apparent. What do you guys think?
Yep. I think last time we didn't even manage to go do the full 250 trillion, bazillion, whatever it is, the final step. And I think that if it, it keeps going like this, I don't know, we'll see how much they play. Maybe Cell brought some people back. At least they made all the cells the bonus characters, so you can have like an older version, or like the Red Revival cell. Everybody probably has him by now because he's literally on every banner.
Yeah.
So you should be good to get, an easy grind. But it's kind of
farmed up all the steps, and the unit I saw the most by far was the cell, like the red revival cell.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the only thing I agree also with ZVG is when it's not fun that it takes longer to load into the raid than it takes to actually defeat the boss.
Yeah. For me, it's the hoi poi. Like, when I see a raid that does not have hoi poi rewards, I don't play it as much. But when they give hoi poi drops just for, each raid battle that you do, those are the raids that I like doing because I love the hoi poi.
I agree. And it's also...
Especially when they have the LFZ power.
Yeah. And it's also kind of interesting to see how they alternate between the system where you have the steps and then just like the free-flowing hoi pois where you just get everything and you just have the percentage. Because I remember last time I said something like, oh, that's only 2% erasers or just 2 erasers in 100 and the other one had 3%. But then it's different on different steps and I didn't actually see that. So on some steps it is 3 erasers. And yeah, overall, I like both versions of the hoi pois. So, either way is fine by me as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the hoi poi in general has just been a blessing for this game, I feel like. Like, they really need to just keep it around. They don't need to get rid of it. I know it's like, partly temporary and then they continuously bring it back. And I just want to make sure that they keep bringing it back because I feel like I love it and a lot of the community loves it. So it just needs to stay around.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much what we can say about the raid. So what else we got? We got adventures back. So can you imagine you actually now have to grind again to be staying in your guild? I have to say I'm kind of happy because I mean, on the one hand, I think I finished the Cyberman with 5-6 days to spare, so I didn't have any really adventures to run.
I was
like
using
grinding
the PvP adventures. It was
yeah
hell.
Yeah, I was too.
Because you also have to run one adventure a day. Then you have the mission plan where you want to run adventures potentially. And also I like that that they're back just because of the stuff you can get from the shop, right? You can get energy, you can get erasers, you get the souls. And I don't know, I enjoy running those adventures also because it gives me guild points and the rewards from the guild shop. That's pretty much all there is for the guilds. But yeah, I'm happy this is back, to be honest. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, I love this format because at least you can have all the stuff to get resources, energies, anything that's giving you a bit something. Sure, the Cyberman was fun, you get free units, but I'm glad this is back.
Now, if they take the Cyberman format and then let's say hypothetically, I don't think they're gonna do it because they probably would have already done it by now. But let's say they do drop another set of minions for the Cell Juniors, and they're actually viable. The poor Cybermen, man, they're really not that good. But if you look at the Apul Force, they are good. So if they drop another set of minions that is on the Apul Force level, and then they have this same adventure setup like they did with the Cybermen, then I'll really like it because I actually really did like just doing adventures. You get the Z power that way. It's super easy. You don't really have to go through a whole, event to get your Z power. You don't have to waste a bunch of energy. You can just kind of passively do it in the background and, get your adventures done and get your Z power that way. So I like the setup. I just, I want to see that same setup for, a set of minions or something that's actually viable.
Yeah, true.
To be honest, I missed I would have liked there to be 1 or 3 hour adventures for the minions as well, for the Cybermen. Because I feel like this way everybody could have farmed them at their own pace. People who don't want to do adventures every hour, do it every 3 or 7. I probably would have ran them every hour. So this is also why, it's just...
Yeah,
I also logged into
I agree with that.
And so this is what I kept saying, right? They, I don't know, you guys, I think we talked about it last week or the week before. You guys remember we once had 3-minute and 10-minute adventures. And that's, they just want you to keep logging into the game every, so often.
3 minutes.
More or less. Yeah, every 3 minutes. You just play a PvP match, you refresh adventures, let's go. And it worked in the opposite effect. We only had the 7-hour adventures and I didn't pay so much attention to the game at times. I don't know if you had the same experience.
It would be nice if they dropped, if they did bring those 3-minute or 10-minute adventures back, they should drop from PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would encourage people to play PvP. You know, you win a couple matches, you get your adventures, you go reset, you play PvP, and just keep doing that over and over again. That way, you don't have to like, you don't have to go into an event and waste energy. Not like it's hard. Like it's really easy to just go into an event and skip it, and get your adventures. But if they actually dropped in PvP, it would just speed the process up, But that's not like
also
a
the
big deal or
PvP adventures
anything.
wouldn't then delete your event adventures.
Well, I think adventures should stack anyways. Like you should be able to stack them. But
Agreed.
that's a whole different topic, I guess.
That is true. But yeah, since we talked about the minions, we have a new TOP season, and you know what's funny is I think I told you Swift before, right? It's like a couple days ago in the top 30, there were like 19 minions teams now. I played them last season. I switched to GT, but now everyone and their brother is going to play minions, which means next season they're not going to be Z tier anymore when I want to use them. What are your
And
teams for
I
this
think
season?
I said the same thing to you, but I think that's a good thing because even though, some of the minions aren't really viable in PvP, at least, them making them viable in TOP, that at least offers, if you're a brand new player and you need viable units in TOP, I mean, as much as, a lot of people don't like TOP, you do get a decent amount of CC for it. And obviously you need CC to save up to summon for the characters that you want, right? So if you're a brand new player, you can grind up the minions and you actually have a decent team for TOP. So I think that is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a really good team. When I played them last season, I played the entire Pool Force, and then Kyokon Man, Kairara Man, and Tenon Man, and I think I got 133rd. So definitely very free-to-play friendly if they're all in Tier Z. Obviously, otherwise, you're gonna, if they're in Tier S, I guess it is. And the second one, then you get 3% per unit instead of 4, so it's gonna be a little bit lower, but it's still easy to stay in Z League with that and get, the top 6,000 chronos, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what do you guys
I'm not
playing
gonna
this
lie
season?
to you. I don't know the names of like any of them.
So it's the yellow man, the blue man, and then
that's usually what I.
And
that's
then
usually what
and
I
then the
call it.
blast-based red one.
That's why in the titles of my videos I just put like Red Cyberman.
Yeah.
Stuff like
But
that.
there's two.
No one's gonna know
There's two.
Who is YouTube searching Copy Man?
Copy man is probably the only one because it's like a name that everybody can spell.
Yeah.
But like Kaiwara man,
Maybe.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your teams this season for the TOP? What you guys playing?
Regen as usual.
What do you say, ZVG?
What are you using, ZVG? What'd you say?
My bootleg regen team. That's what I'm using.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I use regen as well just because there's so many healers. I think that I've used regen the past like 6-7 seasons. I don't even care if they're like I don't care if they're tier 1 units or anything. I just know the team works. So
Use boot tanks, have him die first fight.
dude, that happened to me a couple seasons ago and I took him off my team.
Too. Yeah,
I literally
same.
took him
I have
off my
him
team.
Literally died first fight. I was like, all right, sweet.
My boot
that
is
sucks.
almost dead. Almost dead.
He has good
Not quite yet.
offensive capabilities. Like if you can keep him alive, he does have a decent kit for TOP, but his defenses are just horrible, dude. He dies
The
so
defenses
quickly.
suck, but the blue card early, if you friendship level 10 him, can be so clutch to just take out, like, I don't know, let's say if you run regen, that red Heat Dome Trunks, for example, who does like 30% or whatever extra damage to regen, you just get rid of that problem like outright, which is nice. But yeah, GT,
Yeah.
I think BattleAmore, you said GT, right?
Yeah, I'm using GT.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, you have Baby, that's the only tier 2 unit. And yeah, other than that, the blue Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku, unfortunately, only quote unquote 7 stars for me, so he takes more damage. But he has that, he basically stuns an opponent for the first turn. Then you have the blue Pycon, like Ice Shenron, who can stop strike attacks. You have the golden Pycon, Nova Shenron, which has the bubble shield. You have Baby as a healer. I think I said that before. Bunch of units. Super 17, really good. So yeah, and it's cool to see like many different teams. I see somebody play like Sun Family, but with 18, and then like 2 completely unrelated units as well. So it's really.
I'm using that too. I'm using 18 too with my GT.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
it makes sense. She heals everyone.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because Yeah, because Baby, for example, Super Baby, he only heals Region and GT units.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 18 does not discriminate.
Palms, I wanted to ask you, just for myself, and also there might be other people that aren't aware of this, but for those that don't know, like your friendship level actually does affect like the amount of points you get in TOP. And I wanted to ask you, Palms, do you know what's the limit to that? Is it 10?
10, yeah.
Okay, so 10 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, every friendship rank, your stats increase by 0.5%. So 5% max at friendship rank 10, meaning you can get, like 5% more key restore speed as well. So if all your units are friendship rank 10, that means they attack earlier than your opponent's unit as well, just because of that high key restore speed. So
damn, I didn't know that. I thought it was just the amount of points that you get. I didn't know it actually affects your.
It only affects the stats.
Key restore.
The points. So it indirectly affects your points because it affects your stats. Right, so if you take less, you get higher defense stats, higher offense stats. If you kill your unit, the opponent earlier and take less damage, that means you get more points. And that happens if you attack earlier and do more damage and take less.
Okay.
Pretty much.
That's good to know, though. I need to start working on my friendship for my TOP squad.
Yeah, especially if you have like one team you're always running, like you or Noctis is always running Saiyans, for example. It makes sense to just friendship rank 10 them all.
Yeah.
All right, but that's enough about TOP. We have two more bigger topics. And the first one is for Swift. What do you expect for a video and stuff on Tuesday?
So we have not gotten a Try to Surpass Me event, so I do not think that, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to be announcing an LF. They might be announcing a Zenkai, possibly, but I think most of the video and stuff, from my understanding, they're going to be kind of talking about and reviewing some of the stuff that they mentioned in the newsletter and maybe going, further in depth with some of the end of the year updates. One of the big things was, the leader skill. We didn't really know for sure how it would work. And now we do know for sure that, it's only the battle members, meaning like, whatever leader unit you're bringing, you have to have him as a battle member if you want the leader skill activated. So originally we didn't know that. We thought like, oh, you could just throw, chilled on God Key and just take advantage of his Z ability, blah, blah, blah. So now come to find out, you do have to bring that unit to battle. So I thought that was one of the big things. They'll probably be going further in depth with more information about that. And some of the other stuff they mentioned, they are going to increase battle rank to rank 70. Some of the other stuff like the leagues, there'll be different leagues, which I think is great. I've talked about it a little bit on my own channel, but I do think that is a good thing because we've mentioned it before when the season resets and everybody gets back to rank 35. There's a lot of times you can tell you're just facing a brand new player. They don't really have like, too stacked of a team and stuff like that. So I think increasing the battle rank will actually help, keep everybody in their own league. And, you're not going to be facing a brand new player. You're going to be facing people with, similar teams, similar skill levels. And I think that's a good thing, man, because, imagine if you're a brand new player and you come in, hop into PvP and you just get stomped by, really veteran players. You're not going to have a good time, and that's not going to make you want to keep playing. So I think overall, a lot of the stuff they mentioned is good. And I'm predicting that that's really what this video and stuff is going to be about. They're just going to be going further in depth with a lot of the information that they mentioned in the newsletter. And I could be wrong. They could, drop like a surprise LF unit, but I highly doubt it. I think if they're going to announce something, it'll probably be a Zenkai, and then they'll just be, kind of reviewing the newsletter stuff and maybe giving a little bit more information about the end of the year updates. But I don't know, though. What do you guys think?
Just wait for them to say that character is going to be playable again. Sorry, BattleAmore, go ahead.
I mean, it all depends, because they are going to talk about all of the new system they mentioned in the newsletter. And there is a big topic about that right now. And leader slot, everything that helps, it's just insane. I have so many ideas in my mind right now what this is going to happen, but I don't want to say anything because I feel like they will explain it more better with this.
Yeah, honestly, it also didn't say anything about characters, so I'm assuming that this is going to be like a very, they'll probably have like a proof of concept version or like an alpha version of all this stuff already, and maybe they're going to explain more, just what's going to happen with the leader slot, what's going to happen with all the stuff we're going to talk about in a second that they mentioned in the newsletter, and that's pretty much all I'm also expecting, because I would prefer they focus on this and give us more details than, just like some random character by Toshi in a suit.
I agree. Possibly a free-to-play character, That's something that, like, I think people really wouldn't mind. Like, if they surprise us with a new LF, I feel like people might be upset. I mean, people will be hyped depending what it is, but I think a lot of people will be kind of upset just because we've been seeing so many LFs at such a fast pace, and this will kind of blindside everybody and catch them off guard. So I don't think they're going to talk about an LF unit, but if they are going to talk about a unit, possibly a Zenkai, possibly a free-to-play, but kind of like Palm said, I think it's just mainly going to be information or more information that we haven't heard yet about the end of the year updates coming, I'm assuming late December.
Might be before even, like with
possibly sooner. Yeah, possibly sooner.
Right. So maybe let's go in a little bit.
That's about it. I don't know what else they'll talk about.
Yeah, I mean, let's get a little bit more in depth into the newsletter then. Goresh, when you first saw this, what was going through your head?
Well, I'm glad they're continuing to do the newsletter. I was worried they stopped it because I think the last one we got was July.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, I think we would get one of these every month. I don't know if there's actually that much news to report on every month, but they should at least still do one. Maybe say like, hey, even if it's like a dry month and nothing to say, be like, hey, there's not really much to report on this month, but just wanted to, let you guys know that we have like potentially this coming up next month. Other than that, we're still working on improving the game. Hope you guys enjoy Legends, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's it. Like, we don't need much. Just some sort of like constant communication with the devs every month, I think would be cool. Like, it's cool to see them interact with us. And I think they did this newsletter in a much better fashion than they did the previous ones too. Like sort of like a mini Q&A with the new mechanics coming out. This is a really long one. Like, you scroll through this entire page. It's a very, very long newsletter. They go through leader slots, boost system, and then the different leagues that they're introducing to the PvP environment. So there's some stuff we could talk about here. The conclusion that I made after reading this was that I'm not even going to try. I ain't even going to try to attempt to like decipher what this boost system or leader slot does until it's actually live, because they just keep changing it. Like, they say there's like a 14 paragraph explanation of what it does. Like, dude, I'm just not even going to touch it. I'm just going to wait for it to come out.
That's what I mean too.
Like, I don't know, man. They don't do a very good job of explaining things. That's the conclusion I came to. I still have no idea what it does.
Well, then they give all this information, and then at the very bottom, they're like, this is all possibly subject to change.
Well, yeah, and it is, because it changed already before it even released. So they must have done some internal testing and figured out that, okay, this is not how it should be. Let's change it.
I'm assuming that they also got maybe they also took some feedback from social media, at least maybe into consideration, because they were saying that, the Zenkai thing, you can turn it off and you can do this and that, and then everyone was like, well, who's going to turn off the Zenkai? Just to get that extra Z ability, stuff like this. So I'm hoping that that's also part of it.
Yeah, but to me, with the battle or the PvP system changes, I'm really happy that they're changing the starting ranks at the start of the season, because the start of the season right now is actual, like I go to record a video when a new unit comes out and then there's a new season, and I'm fighting like Joe Schmo with like level 2, like 2-star units with C equipment. It's like, okay, well, this isn't going to be helpful for my video.
Right.
Like, I need to be fighting people I'm actually going to be competitive with. So that's a good change.
Yeah. Also, it's not going to be fun for Joe either, because,
right.
As Swift said,
it goes both ways.
Just getting ruffle stomped by Goresh with a non-competitive team. I can think of better things for sure. But isn't that CVG? Isn't that literally what you just said like 2 podcasts ago or something, that they should have leagues?
Yeah, I did say, and I'm so glad it's about time that we finally have leagues in this game. So now we can actually see what the better players and actually fight people off our skill level. Because as Goresh and Sif said, every season we set the BR35, and it's always these garbage teams with no equips, random units, all LF teams, and all this other stuff. So it's just not fun to go up against, right? Because you know that you're gonna stomp them 10 out of 10 times. So I'm so glad that they're finally introducing leagues, and I think they're going to also increase the rewards too for PvP, which is something that I've been saying for a very long time now. So overall, I'm pretty happy about the PvP change pertaining to the ranks and the more rewards. But the boost system and the league and the leader slot, I'm just not excited for it all anymore. I'm just not excited for that at all.
Well, I'm hesitant about the rewards thing because I said this in my video when I read this newsletter, but I'll say it here too. They're saying we're adding percentage-based ranking rewards that will take into account the ranking of all players who participated in rating matches. They will be given out depending on overall placement. So right now, the way it works is you get ranking rewards based on like what number you are, just like, you know, hard number.
Yeah,
so you're in the top 10,000 of people playing, you're gonna get a reward based on that. My question is, are they replacing that with this, or is this going to be in addition to that? Because if it's a replacement, then it's not really going to change much.
Right. There's no way it's a replacement. I highly doubt that they would ever do that. But then again, this is the Dragon Ball Legends dev team, so who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, my assumption is that it's going to be the replacement in order to give more people the chance at rewards than top 1,000. But then if only 1,000 people play, then only the top 100 get the 10%. Which I hope it never gets there, but I think on Dokkan they also did that, right? Where the first 10,000 only got certain rewards at first, and then they extended it to 20K.
Yeah, they did.
So I hope that this is what they're thinking. You know what they're. I mean, that's also what it says. They want to give more people rewards, I believe.
Yep. I mean, we'll see if that's the case. I'm just being cautious, right? I'm not saying they're gonna give more rewards, like. Dude, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
Subject to change.
Well, then it says, following the max battle rank increase, top ranking players can expect to earn special titles and more. I just hope it's more than just titles. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it does say and more. We just
slaves.
don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's because you know, there's kind of a split in the player base, and I don't know the percentage, but I feel like there's almost an equal amount of people who like the titles, and then other side who just doesn't really care about them that much, because A, you can only wear one of them, and B, it's just a little PNG on, you know, like your screen. But I guess if I see it this way, then the entire game is just PNGs on the screen. So yeah, that's,
I mean, I like titles. I think they're cool. Like if you get a cool, like if you really grind, like, so right now, really the only titles you can get is like the cool one is top 1K, right? You get the top cut or whatever. But if they come out with like a different title for like, you know, top 100 or top 10 or, you know, stuff like that, that would be cool to show off and put on your put on your account and just keep it there. I would be a fan of that. I just hope that they, you know, increase like CC rewards, maybe throw in some hoi poi rewards, stuff like that for the people that are really grinding like a lot. Like if you're putting in the work playing PvP all the time, you're going for top 100 or even like top 500, stuff like that. I think they, you know, should throw out some extra rewards for those people because, you know, at the end of the day, I think those are the people that are keeping the game alive.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be applied after video and stuff the next day when the resets happen, or if it's going to be in the December, November.
Yeah, I was under the impression that all these changes are coming out like during the quote unquote huge update.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Like, because last year the huge update came out with UI Goku, which I believe was
Black
on
Friday.
11/26.
Yeah, it was Black Friday.
Yeah,
So-
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Black Friday,
that's. I mean, this is what happened last year. We had a countdown or a pre Legends Festival celebration at the end of October. I imagine we're gonna get the same thing this year. So at the end of this month, we'll get a sort of like pre-celebration for the Legends Festival, and then next month is when things will just become crazy again. So.
That makes sense.
It will be interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much also what I was thinking. It's just, you know, Black Friday, or for, you know, the New Year celebration. But I'm hoping Black Friday because I'm excited for many of those things. I'm curious to see how the leader slot changes the meta, because I remember Goresh, I think you specifically once said that this is kind of made to take like the most powerful units out at the heels a little bit and diversify the meta.
Yeah.
And
well, I think more so, like, before we even mention that, I think with everything combined that they're talking about, this is by far the biggest update the game's ever seen. Like, they've never really fundamentally changed team building before, other than Zenkai abilities. But this is like way different, right? We have the leader slot and the boost system and the PvP changes, plus whatever other stuff's coming out, and we got like the biggest banners coming out at this point in the year too. So I think this is going to be a bigger update than even the 2.0 update was a few years ago. But we'll see. And in terms of the meta changing, I mean, I feel like more so than the leader slot system, the boost system is going to be what does that, because you give like Red Zenkai Gohan a 0% boost, and you give like a new unit that comes out like a 50% stat boost. Like, come on.
That's not going to change much. No.
And I gotta say, like, they just have to be really careful how they handle this boost system, man. Because if they really designate it only for new characters, I feel like that's gonna upset a lot of people. But if they, if they're kind of trying to be, cool about it and like, boost up old units that need to see some game time, like nobody uses these units, and they're trying to, make, older units more viable, I think that would be cool. So I just think they have to be extremely careful about how they handle this.
Well, I think it's going to be both. I think it's going to be like, we have units that are like blue boo tanks. If you give blue boo tanks 100% more stats, he's still going to suck. Right.
Right.
So there's not really any saving those units. But for characters that are like still new but not really seeing much play, like Nova Shenron, right? Nova Shenron is like not that great, but with a 50% stat boost, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what they're going for.
Yeah. And I would actually probably be cool with that.
I think the issue with the leader thing for me is the fact that I have to bring that unit into battle for it to work. I think that's just... Once I saw that, my entire hype just like died down immediately for this thing, because there are some moments where like I don't want to bring a specific color into a match, right? And if I'm going to be forced to bring them, and if I don't, then it's going to be a wasted, slot on my team, because they're not going to buff anybody and nobody's going to buff them. So it's just like, it's going to be wasted. But that's just me personally. I just don't...
I mean, I see what you're saying. Honestly. I do see what you're saying, because like you have certain setups where you're like, okay, I plan on using these colors, right? And then you go into PvP. Like, let's say you have a team where you have some really powerful red unit that you want to use, and then you match like a mono blue team or like a blue purple team, and then all of a sudden you don't want to bring that red unit.
Yep.
So I see what you're saying with that, but at the same time, I'm also like kind of relieved that you have to bring them to battle, because there would be a lot of like really busted setups. Like if you could do the leader slot and then just keep the leader unit on the bench, there would be a lot of like really busted setups. So I definitely see what you're saying though, ZVG, because that does make sense.
Yeah, but I think now is this is basically just gonna force people to bring the best units in the game on their
It's gonna be like I think with them making it so that you have to bring them into battle, you're gonna pick the best units in the game to bring into battle. Now, you're not gonna want to like diversify, like look at EX units anymore, or look at other Sparkings. It's gonna look at the top 10 units in the game and just put them on those teams. I think that is kind of moving away from the point that they're trying to make with like diversifying teams, because it's just you're just gonna look for the the best units in the game to put on the team now, instead of looking for other alternatives to like make the team stronger, like choose for God Key or something like that. So like the synergy just the whatever diverseness, if that makes sense, just won't be there. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be if they don't pay attention, it could be like, okay, does my leader unit counter your leader unit? Like that could already be a big deciding factor, because you're locked into that one, right?
I think at the end of the day, what they're trying to aim for is like a pool of certain units that they're comfortable with. Like, okay, if you're seeing a main pool of like 7 characters that people are using for the leader slot, is that a number you're comfortable with? And I think they're trying to find that number right now. Because at the end of the day, with the way that it's set up right now, unless if I'm understanding it correctly, we're probably going to be seeing like Yajirobe, Goku, Revival Gohan. Like those are the characters we're going to be seeing on these teams as leader slot, like main leader slot units.
Yes.
But I think, again, what their goal is they want to see, like, I don't know what their number is, but they want to find a number of the units that people are using as the leader slot units, and they're eventually going to have to settle on some number, right? If it's like 2, then yeah, there's a problem. But if it's like 8, then is that good? I don't know. I don't know what their measurement is.
Yep.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Goku is probably definitely going to be a really good leader unit, I feel like.
Yeah. 100%, because he buffs HP and strike attack, so
yeah.
Probably, definitely. Let's go.
I mean, I will be using Yajirobe for that.
Yeah, Yajirobe, I can see that.
Yeah, because Yajirobe holds a green card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It kind of helps a lot of teams.
Oh yeah, that is true. I could use Yajirobe before my. Wait, is he on in the banner right now? Oh yeah, the Gohan banner's out. Oh yeah, the Gohan banner's out.
He's on the Vegeta banner. You know, a Vegeta.
Hey Vegeta, really? He's on that banner? I don't want to go in just for him, but that'd be nice for
so you could do
USS
LOE
team.
where a unit holds a green card and the unit that holds a blue card.
Yep.
Ooh.
That would be nasty, especially since you can kind of chain those with cover changes. You know, like you play like Yajirobe, you play LF Frieza, and then I don't know, full power Frieza or something. So you have like cover changes galore. Probably not a good color wheel, but who cares about that these days? All right, I would say that that wraps up the discussion part of the podcast. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we will be back with questions. As always, donations will take precedence, but we will try and answer as many as we can. So get your questions ready, get yourself something to drink, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. And who better to be the MC than Goresh? So post your questions in the chat, and Goresh will then pick your questions. Go.
All right, I'm just going to go with the first one I see here. In the dev letter, they wrote there would be good news regarding Zenkais coming up. What do you guys think the news will be? Could they make Zenkais 100% free day one, or do you think it's more about nerfing?
Interesting question.
I mean, so we were already kind of talking about, them prepping us for summonable ultras. I mean, these recent Zenkais, they've been pretty cheap. You can get the 2K from the missions, you get another like 1.2K from the like the actual premium missions and stuff like that. So like Zenkai's really, you're only spending like 3-4K CC and you get a Zenkai 7 unit. So it does kind of make sense. They could be prepping for, more free-to-play Zenkais and then making everybody, save their CC for either LFs or possibly future summonable ultras. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think that would be a good change for the game, and it would help new players get Zenkais and stuff like that. So I would definitely be a fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would be about nerfing, just because they've been very adamant about not nerfing anything.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of strange if they all of a sudden just came out and said, "Hey, I hope you guys are excited about this update because we're nerfing these characters." It sounds weird.
Yeah.
So I would, if it's between those two things, I would definitely lean more towards them being free. Not really sure how they would accomplish that, but I mean, if they want to attach it to some kind of event or something, that would probably be ideal. But if all Zenkais moving forward were free, can you imagine how that would be like a really good change? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even in the middle, they could just give you like 3 or 4, 5 dailies instead of 1 to make them cheap. Because I mean, they've already given us a lot. The banners are there for like 40-ish days, and you get a daily every day when they drop. So it's already a lot of Z power for very little chrono crystals, and you can still always kind of just wait when they come back and just finish them then.
Yeah, or you can do it like you did with the free-to-play Purple Broly. Like, you get it from PvP, co-op, like, a little at a time.
Yeah, I actually do like the way that they did that, Brawl. I think they structured that well.
Yeah, I did too.
All right, let's look for another question here. Aesthetically, how pleasing do you think summonable ultras have to be in comparison to Sparking Legends Limited characters? Because Cell looks crazy good, and I'd expect ultras to look way better.
Yeah, probably they'd have to make sure they, all new animations, stuff like that. They can't be, we saw Ultra Goku and we were like, okay, I like his animations, stuff like that. He looks good. And then we saw Ultra Vegeta and it seemed like a lot of the stuff was really similar. Like maybe not exactly the same, but a lot of his animations were really similar to Ultra Goku's. So I don't think they need to be doing that. I think if they're going to drop a summonable Ultra, they need to be, starting from scratch, making some clean animations, some new animations, and really, really encourage people to summon for him, I think. Especially if, depending on the rates, if summonable ultras are not going to have good rates, then they definitely need to be good, and then also have, new animations, I think.
I think some of the ultras are definitely gonna need to be like, clean, like pristine, like quality.
Immaculate.
Like some of these lefts have become, exactly. They have to be like immaculate from head to toe, everything from the way they float, from the way they just stand still, like everything has to be, like premium, but I do think that they have the ability to do that. I mean, some of the LFs in the game look so phenomenally good. Like some of the LFs, like especially for Goku, Gogeta Blue, they all look phenomenal. And some of the models too, like the Red DBS Frieza's model looks very good. Ultra Vegeta, Cell, like I can guarantee you that they're gonna put 100% of their effort into coming up with Ultras, and they're gonna look phenomenal. I can assure you that.
Yeah,
I think Masio looks good too. The LF one.
Yeah, they're gonna look clean.
Yeah, though I hope if they are going, please don't be the only unit, the new unit to be in the banner. Please and thank you.
Yeah, please.
Let's see. I think y'all have already said something about this, but do you think Cell's ability to charge up? What do we think about Cell's ability to charge up to gain power? I can see many possibilities of Legends using that for transforming units, like a triple transforming Super Saiyan Goku main ability into Super Saiyan 2, then charges up into Super Saiyan 3. You're talking about unique gauges being used for a variety of things, which I think is cool. The reason why I personally like Cell's unique gauge is because if your opponent is playing passive, you can just sit back and start charging your gauge up.
Yeah.
It sort of forces them to attack you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very true. And it opens the door for like, because we saw UI's unique gauge and, that was cool. It's like, his own thing. He has basically a secondary vanish gauge. But with Cell's second gauge, it really opens the door for like new possibilities of what a second gauge can be used for. Like when you really think about it, there's a lot of stuff that they could set up unique gauges for, like vanish recovery speed. You could even have if it's a melee unit, maybe a second gauge for increased strike attack, increased blast attack, increased defenses. There's a lot of different things they could use a unique gauge for. So I think that'd be cool if they continue to explore that.
Yeah. Also, I have to say, I actually never thought about it this way, as in like, he gets stronger when he charges up, but that makes perfect sense. It just never occurred to me. And now it's like, how could I not see this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it actually makes sense. Yeah.
Now, let's see. What other stuff? Any other questions you guys have? Let me see. Anything you guys see that you want to address also? Pity system for Ultras, yay or nay? I mean, we're going to have to find out what they decide on for the... Like, we have no idea how they're going to work, right? The rates could be 0.01. We don't know. So It's going to depend on all that stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Hopefully there is some type of pity system for summonable Ultras. I don't know if they'll have one, but hopefully there's something. It'd be nice.
I don't think there's gonna be any, honestly. I think the reason why they brought out the pity system for the LS is just make it like very normalized, just to make the Ultras be like the new rare thing. So I don't think we're gonna get a pity system for that just yet. Probably like in another year or so after they come out, but not as soon as they drop.
We definitely need new summon animations. Please. The current summon animations are good, but they're so old.
Yep.
Dude, how do we not have like, Gohan versus Cell, Super Saiyan 3, Goku versus Kid Buu? Like,
we have Frieza, never mind.
Yeah, we have Frieza.
Like full power Frieza or something?
They should definitely add more animations.
They blew their budget for the entire year on the Vegeta Blue
against Broly.
Dude, that was the second year anniversary. We've never gotten an update since then.
Yeah.
I think there should be animation for like the new guaranteed LF instead of just an LF. I think the new guaranteed LF would be a much like.
What do you mean? It's Bardock and Trunks.
Well, nowadays.
Those are the rarest
it's actually sad.
I legit thought that they deactivated Bardock for me. I got 2 Bardock animations on that Cell banner. I was dumbfounded, literally. It was just what?
Wow. That's
Because
that's crazy.
I believe you could probably get like 10 times as many Broly animations as you get like Bardock or Trunks animations combined.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
I don't know.
Okay,
How many more questions?
There's one more question I like to think is, do you think UI Goku will be a summonable Ultra? And if so, do you think he'll be a Legends Limited Ultra?
Yo, listen, Ultra MUI is coming in New Year's. I don't know about Goresh, but Toshi told me personally that Ultra MUI is coming out.
It makes sense because just the name, right?
Yeah.
They decided on the name Ultra. It just makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
Too soon though?
Too coincidental.
I mean, what better to kick off the Ultra era within like a hype unit?
I mean, the only like main characters that we don't have in Legends from like the canon universe of Dragon Ball are like Spirit Sword Trunks, and then Master UI Goku and Jiren, and like Golden Frieza. And that's it.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's going to be Golden Frieza, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Revival Golden Frieza.
Nice.
Revival.
28 Topos Hakai. If we actually got like a revival Angel Golden Frieza, that would, dude, that's like the thing that Lineage needs. We need a endurance or revival.
Yeah, but
I do agree with
his
that.
animation is going to be he's going to be base form, and then he dies and Baba revives him or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's see any last questions here. We have time for one more. Let's go, chat.
Could we be seeing Legends start to head in a new direction where Legends limited characters are going to be tag-specific units where they deal extra damage to certain tags pertaining to their kit? And we already see that though, right? Like a lot, like pretty much every single one that's come out does extra damage to some tag, right? Am I crazy? Like Revival Gohan does extra damage to powerful opponent. Full Power Frieza does extra damage to Sun Family.
Hybrids.
Red
Goku.
Vegeta, Grade 8 Vegeta does extra damage to Sun Family, I think, doesn't he?
Gogeta Blue does extra damage to powerful
it is.
opponent.
Or no,
Pio.
character Goku and Blue.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Oh, yeah.
Evolution Blue Vegeta does extra damage to anything? No, I don't think he does.
No,
He just does a lot of
damage.
damage in general.
He just does.
general,
For them, they forgot the rest of the sentence. He just does extra damage.
Yeah, and then Cell obviously does extra damage against hybrids and Sun Family. So I think,
Saiyans.
And Saiyan.
yeah, I mean they're already
I
doing
think
it.
it's yeah.
Cobra asks, who's better, Super Saiyan 4? Who's better for GT, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Super 17? And probably
Super
I would say
17.
Super 17.
Easily Super 17.
No-brainer.
Gogeta 4 is trash. He's terrible.
All I'll say is
Yeah.
they know that they screwed up with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They need to give him like a really good ultra to make up for it.
Yeah, like they just like busted. I'm talking like Z plus tier type beat, just to make up for
Well,
it.
if they really, I mean, the old way they used to buff these characters was through unique equipment, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember Beerus's
Yeah.
and Super Saiyan 3 Gokus? They could do that for Gogeta.
They could.
Oh, yeah. He could.
They could do it for
20%
Vegito
more
Blue, by
damage.
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegito Blue's still thirsty for that unique
Yep.
equipment.
What if they just
Yeah.
surprise us with like a Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, like, eventually?
That'd be the wildest thing, honestly.
Or
Bro, if he got a Zenkai, he'd
Pretty
actually be
interesting.
really, really good. Like, probably too
yeah,
good.
but that'd be kind of crazy. But it would be so funny too. Like,
think-
damn, he was.
I mean, it
think what they
depends on what. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think what they were trying to go for with Gogeta was some kind of like really powerful anti-revival thing, but it's not even close to good enough. Like he needs like 7 Dragon Balls for it to be good.
Yeah.
But I think what they were trying to make him like age well with him being anti-revival, and it just
didn't work.
like if the rest of his kit is bad, it's not gonna make him better to make that good, right? I mean, first of all, it's not even that good of a revival thing. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they
I
made
think-
Cell the way that they did. So
His revival mechanic, the reason why I think it's the worst is because it doesn't put pressure on the opponent. He just buffs himself, which is something that is just not it.
Dude, if he reduced Dragon Balls instead of gaining Dragon Balls, it would be way better.
I think he should just do both. He gives himself 3 Dragon Balls and he reduces enemy Dragon Balls. by
Oh,
3.
that'd be
Boom.
crazy. That'd be actually nuts.
okay, so I have
Like in a good way.
one question that I literally have just because I don't know about the Cell, right? The Cell has in his kit, when he kills a revival character, he takes away all the ki and also gives them minus 150% ki restore speed. So since it's a higher value than 100, let's say I think Clapco does not have ki restore buffs. What happens if he charges ki for a second? Does he lose ki then because it's minus 150?
That's a very good
Like,
question.
I don't think you would lose. I don't think you would lose keys, but it would probably just you probably just
I think
wouldn't
you would
gain
gain
any.
zero.
Because I mean, minus 100
gain
is like
zero.
0. And is it just meant to negate all the other key recovery buffs with the extra 50 on top?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so.
I think that is it. I think that's what it meant for. Because if somebody has like 40% more key restore, Cell's still gonna take away that 40% with his 50%.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think I actually have no idea how that
Or-
works. So it says, how many chat says you cannot get key at all? Okay, so yeah, that's pretty busted. that's,
Yeah, that is really good.
That's pretty.
How
that is
long
pretty
does that last,
busted.
by the way?
Three counts.
it's 5 counts.
3 counts.
I think I'll
3?
go there, yeah.
Is it all enemies or is it only
no,
the unit
it's
that
only
you
if you pop a revival.
Okay.
And then
that's still really
it reduces,
that's still really damn
it
good.
reduces the Dragon Ball, and then that unit gets the minus 150% and also takes away all the key. So you're just screwed for a
Yeah.
while.
Dude, it's I think, okay, one thing I want to ask you guys, right? Do you guys think that if you're bringing a revival, like if you have revival on your team, right, and you see Cell, do you think it's smart to not bring that revival into battle? I saw Leafy made that tweet about how like you shouldn't bring a revival unit against his Cell, and I think if he kills the revival unit, I think you're just gonna be in such a disadvantageous position with no Dragon Balls, no key. I think it still has an argument for that. Honestly, I think.
I mean,
it's gonna be pretty apparent.
I agree. Yeah.
I would say yes and no.
Everything except for Gohan. Everything except for Gohan, yes. If you're using Gohan, bring him anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, but I feel like you can also, most of the times at least, I think you can probably play around that. You know, if you count your timer counts and everything, the switches, I think most of the times you're probably not going to fall into that trap unless you have a really skilled player or you didn't pay attention. So I believe it's probably fine.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you do fall into the trap, it's really bad. But like certain teams, like if you look at God Key, I feel like if you run God Key without Clapku, basically, as soon as the enemy gets a rush, you're losing a unit, unless you just get lucky and guess them. But if you bring Clapku, at least you have something to block it. So you have to make sure you just don't get hit
Rising
with that
Rush control.
Yeah,
but that's pretty much every single team that doesn't have a revival or an endurance unit. That's why I've been saying for so long that if you're a team like LOE that doesn't have a revival or an endurance unit, you're just at a disadvantage.
What do you mean full power Frieza?
100%.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. I was actually considering running that old yellow full power Frieza on my main LOE team.
Just for the endurance.
Because of the endurance.
Yeah. Also keep in mind that when the revival is popped, like all the debuffs are only there for 3 seconds. Yes, you are you're not getting, you're taking all your keys away. You're losing Dragon Balls, so you're hopefully, if you're using Rush, you already used your Rush. But other than that, it's a very short debuff as well with the 3 counts. And then afterwards, or if you just switch out, you just get your key back. And I don't think it's as disadvantageous as you make it sound, maybe. But I also haven't faced it yet.
Well, the 4 Dragon Balls
like this, right? I think with Cell, like you can just rush the revival unit and then they're gonna have -4, but then Cell's also gonna take away 2 more. So basically they're gonna have -6, and if you use your rush, that's like 7, right? So at that point you can still form like a second rush before they even get their first one potentially.
Wait, does he take away 2 or 1 on his cover change?
He takes away 2 on cover.
No, is it just 1?
Does he?
He activates it 2 times. 2 times.
Oh, up to
2 times.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
4 from the anti-revival, so that's like 6 in total that you can potentially take away. With DKP and full power Frieza, that's like 8 or 9 you're taking away. So I think once you get the rush just pop with Cell, it doesn't matter who he lands on, because if they swap in the revival, they're gonna lose -4 anyway. So I think that's pretty powerful, honestly. You can just pop the rush with Cell if you get it. Like, I don't think with Cell, like, you have to worry about a revival or anything, because you're gonna steal their rush anyway, and you're gonna farm a second rush.
Yeah, it's kind of their way of like, a lot of people are complaining about like hybrids and revivals, like I can't even use my rush, blah blah blah, and it's like their way of kind of solving it, where you can still rush a revival and you're going to be putting your enemy at a disadvantage.
Yeah, or they just let one unit die.
That's
especially against their teams that usually use only the entire team using revivals.
Yeah,
that's what they're going for though with these anti-revival units though, is because they don't want you to be scared to rush the revival characters. And with Cell specifically, like if you get that anti-revival mechanic off, like is there a point to not just like instantly like tackling? Like the enemy actually can't do anything. They can't rush. They can't do anything.
They can only switch. Yeah.
So like,
But imagine using Rush. What?
Palms, I definitely think that you should try out that. Well, then again, you said that you're on DKP and Cell, but like I feel like that's pretty oppressive. Yes. Like, Strike region right now is pretty good. Like, it's just, it might take away 9 Dragon Balls, dude. Like, that is unprecedented in the game until this point. That's
I still got triple rushed, so
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. But anyways, that's it for episode 55 of the Ultra Space Time podcast. Thank you everybody for hanging out, for chatting, for asking us your questions. And this podcast will go live on YouTube in about 24 and a half hours-ish. So if you want to rewatch it or just missed parts of it, make sure to check that out. We will be back next week. And as always, Twitch Prime is not a crime. Make sure to follow us on Twitter for all updates. Follow our creators, BattleAmore streams on Twitch. So does Swift, actually ZVG as well. Just Goresh, you're the odd one out here. You are on YouTube streaming your summons and posting your videos.
Old school.
But you already know that. So with that said, have a great rest of your day. Have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Later.
See you guys.